The sun hasn't quite risen. There's a faint glow outside the dusty window blinds of the Route 12 diner, casting long golden slants across the tile floor. Inside, it's quiet. The faint hum of an old ceiling fan. A coffee pot gurgling on its burner. Claire Doyle, 35, lean and quiet, works the morning shift. She moves behind the counter with practiced rhythm, not fast, not slow. Like every motion is carefully rationed. She doesn't speak unless spoken to, doesn't smile unless someone's child is crying. She wears long sleeves, even in this West Texas heat. When she reaches for plates or stretches across a table, the fabric pulls slightly, revealing glimpses of burn scars crawling up her wrist and neck. Not fresh, not hidden, but never explained. The regulars are already seated. Old Sam always orders black coffee and eggs over hard. Marcy, who chews her lip and scrolls Facebook with a cracked phone. A young mother with a toddler who keeps knocking over a crayon box. Claire glides past them all like clockwork. She doesn't get orders wrong. She always brings extra napkins to tables with kids. Int. Diner. Later. The bell above the door jingles. In walks a group of contractors, out-of-town workers, judging by their boots and jokes. Loud, careless energy. Claire's face doesn't change. She refills Sam's coffee, cleans a table. When she bends slightly, her sleeve shifts again, the scars momentarily visible. Whispering contractor, snickering. Bet she picked the wrong fight. Other, mocking. Probably got those overseas, or prison. The regulars here. A few shift in their seats, but say nothing. Marcy bites her lip harder. Claire hears too. She says nothing. She tugs the sleeve down, clears the plate, keeps moving. In tea. Diner. Kitchen. Moments later, Claire leans against a stack of clean plates, her breath tight, hands steady, but only just. She takes a moment, 10 seconds of stillness, then goes back out. Int. Diner. Booth 6. Mid-morning. The bell jingles again. A man walks in wearing a weathered Marine Corps cap. He's in his 50s, built solid but scarred by time. He doesn't say much, just picks a corner booth, booth 6, and watches the room. Claire notices him, but doesn't react. She walks over. Claire, flat but polite. Coffee? Marine, nods. Black, please. She pours, hands steady, no wasted motion. He watches her wrist as she pours. The cuff slips, the scars visible. His expression doesn't change, but his hand twitches, just slightly, before he reaches into his coat. He pulls out a small leather notebook, flips to a page, looks at it for a long time. She turns to go. Marine, softly. Did it heal? She stops. Dead silence. She turns slowly, eyes sharp but cautious. No one's ever asked her that. Claire. What? Marine. Careful, reverent. The arm, the shoulder. I saw the tattoo. She doesn't answer, just looks at him, uncertain. Threat? Recognition? Marine, voice almost trembling. Were you Ramadi? She doesn't speak. But her eyes. Something shifts. He sets the notebook down, covers it with his hand. Marine. Lower, like a prayer. I was with 2nd Battalion, 2006. IED hit us near the Canal Road. I don't remember much, except a medic. Female. Pulled me out. Burned herself doing it. She never said a word. Just worked. Like it didn't matter what happened to her. Claire's fingers tighten slightly on the coffee pot. Marine. Eyes fixed on her. You were with 3/5 INF, weren't you? A beat. She nods. Once. Small. Marine. God damn. He doesn't stand, doesn't salute, just places a hand over his heart, like someone remembering the dead at a funeral. The diner is silent. Even the contractors notice, but they don't understand. Claire, quietly, Didn't expect anyone to remember. Marine, I never forgot. Been looking for her for 17 years. He looks at her again. This time, it's not surprise. It's reverence. Marine whispers, "You were her." Check. Diner. Later that day, a child at one of the tables, 7 or 8 years old, tugs his mother's sleeve. Child, "Mommy, what happened to her hand?" Claire hears it. She turns slightly, walks over to refill water. The boy looks up, curious but not cruel. Claire, kneeling just enough. It didn't hurt as much as being forgotten. The mother goes red. The child is silent. Int, diner. End of shift. The Marine hasn't left. He's still at booth 6, sipping cold coffee, staring at the page in his notebook. He watches Claire finish her shift, watches her scrub the same table twice, watches her shoulders, slightly hunched, like she's always expecting impact. He walks up to the counter, waits, then quietly places a folded $20 bill under the coffee cup. Marine, softly, to the manager. "That one. She's a goddamn hero." The manager blinks, doesn't answer. The bell above the door jingles again. The contractors file out, but this time quieter. One of them looks back at Claire, shame starting to bloom. XT. Diner. Night. Claire locks the door. Alone. No smile, just silence. She looks at the stars for a long time, then climbs into her old pickup, drives off into the desert dark, one headlight flickering. Behind her, booth 6 remains empty, but the coffee cup still sits there, untouched since he left. The sky is full of stars. Silence reigns. Claire's truck rumbles along a dirt road, dust trailing behind. One headlight still busted. She turns off toward a small mobile home, sitting isolated on the edge of the desert, like a shipwreck. She parks, kills the engine. Int. Claire's trailer. Night, it's small, sparse, clean but utilitarian. A cot, a bookshelf full of military histories and beat-up fiction, a photo frame turned face down on a shelf. A kettle boils. Claire peels off her flannel shirt. Underneath, a ribbed tank top and the full map of her scars. Fire damage across her left shoulder, forearm, collarbone. A long surgical scar across her side. Faint shrapnel pocks near her jaw. She stares in the mirror, not judging herself, just cataloging, like she's still in triage. Flashback, Iraq, 2006. Night, a burning Humvee. Screams, dust everywhere. Claire, 24, younger but already tired, is crouched over a Marine, Jack Mitchell, bleeding badly. She's yelling for morphine, her arm already smoking where fire touched her uniform. His voice barely audible. "You gonna be okay?" She doesn't answer, just keeps packing the wound. Young Claire, quiet. "I'm not the one dying." Back to present, a knock at the trailer door. Claire stiffens. She slowly reaches into a drawer, pulls out a worn pistol, checks the safety. Another knock. Jack, off camera, softly. "It's me." She opens the door, pistol down but visible. Claire, flat. "How'd you find this place?" Jack shrugs. "Talked to Sam at the diner. Said you live like a ghost." Claire. "Maybe I like it that way." A beat. She steps aside. He enters, looks around. Jack. "Minimalist." Claire. "Functional." He sees the turned-down photo. Doesn't ask. She doesn't offer. He sits at the small table. She pours water into a mug and hands it over. Jack, carefully. "I didn't come to make a scene." Claire. "You already did." Jack. "I owe you more than a coffee and a quiet salute." Claire. "You don't owe me anything." Jack, intense, quietly. "I owe you my fucking life." Claire flinches, not at the words, but the way he says them. Int. Claire's trailer. Later they sit in silence. Steam rises from 2 mismatched mugs. Jack, soft. "You vanished. No medals, no debrief. Just gone. I thought maybe you—" Claire interrupts. I wasn't built for parades. He watches her. Jack. You were built for war. Claire. Quiet. War breaks what it builds. A long pause. He slides something across the table. A photo. Aged and bent. It's her, from the field hospital. Bandaged. Barely awake. Someone took it on an old flip phone. She's staring out a tent flap. Burnt arm bandaged. Eyes open. Empty. She doesn't touch it. Claire. Where'd you get that? Jack. After I woke up. Base doc gave it to me. Said you saved 3 more that night. I kept it. Reminded me, someone didn't quit. She says nothing. XT trailer. Night, Jack steps out, lights a cigarette, offers one. Claire declines. They look out over the desert. Claire, softly. I stayed quiet because that night took something from me. Jack. Your skin? Claire. My purpose. He exhales smoke, nods. Jack. But you still show up. Diner. Kids. Old folks. You're still patching holes, Claire. A long pause. Claire, barely above a whisper. That night? I didn't think anyone saw me. Jack. Firm. I saw you. Claire. You were unconscious. Jack. Smiles faintly. Didn't mean I wasn't watching. Int. Trailer. Later night? Jack sleeps on the floor. Claire lies on the cot, eyes open. Her scars itch under the old bandage she keeps around her wrist, not because it needs covering, but because some wounds only feel safe in the dark. She reaches over to the bookshelf, pulls down a journal, opens to a page. It reads, Ramadi, July 2006. Lost too many, saved one. I think his name was Jack. She stares at it, then closes the book. XT. Trailer. Dawn. The desert glows. Jack's outside, leaning against the truck. Claire joins him, coffee in hand. They don't speak. They don't need to. There's a kind of truce in the desert. And maybe a kind of beginning. It's opening hour. The lights are still coming on. Coffee just starting to percolate. Claire stands behind the counter in uniform. Not military, but her diner whites. She moves with habit, muscle memory. Jack sits in his usual booth. Booth 6, nursing a black coffee. A few regulars filter in, some nod respectfully. One man leaves a small Marine Corps coin on the counter without a word. Claire pockets it. Doesn't ask why. She already knows. Int. Veterans Center. Afternoon. Claire sits across from Dr. Eleni Ruiz, a soft-spoken woman in her early 50s, Latina, with kind eyes and a therapist's deliberate patience. The walls have framed flags, diplomas, a photo of a therapy dog named Moose. Dr. Ruiz. You've mentioned Ramadi 4 times, but not once have you said the names. Claire stares down at her hands. Claire. I remember them. Everyone. Dr. Ruiz. Then say them. Claire doesn't speak. She's holding a small index card. Her handwriting is blocky, careful. She slowly begins. Claire, softly. Specialist Thomason. Doc Blevins. L.T. Garland. Santiago. Mosley. Private First Class Reese. T.J. Reese. She pauses. Swallows. Claire, quiet. They died in pieces. Some in front of me. Some because I couldn't get to them. Dr. Ruiz doesn't fill the silence. Claire commented, Jack calls me a hero. But those names, they're the weight. They're what I carry. They're the part that didn't come home. Claire sits alone, cleaning up. Jack walks in, uninvited. She doesn't mind. He carries a folded American flag under his arm. She notices. Jack. Went by Reese's family today. Told them he wasn't forgotten. She looks up sharply, a mix of gratitude and alarm. Claire. That's not your story to tell. Jack, gently. No, but it's yours, and they've been waiting to hear it. A long beat. Claire. Barely audible. I'm not ready. Jack. Neither were we. Doesn't mean it's not time. Int. Claire's trailer. Late night, she pulls out her journal, turns to a fresh page, the heading, Dead Names. but not forgotten. She begins writing, not a eulogy, not a report, just fragments. Thomason cracked jokes during IED sweeps, said the desert was just Oklahoma with less corn and more ways to die. Mosley never wrote home, said he had no one waiting. That made me angrier than any blast. Reese was 19. He asked me if it was true medics never carried rifles. I lied. Each name becomes a paragraph, a memory, a life. She doesn't cry, but her pen doesn't stop. Flashback, Iraq, 2006. Chapel tent, a memorial service. Desert sun blasting through thin canvas. Claire, in uniform, standing straight, too straight. A row of helmets and rifles and boots lined up in honor. A chaplain reads names. Claire doesn't blink, but inside, something caves in. In T, Veterans Center. Next day, Dr. Ruiz reads the journal entries silently, then looks up at Claire. Dr. Ruiz, you're not building a wall. You're building a memory. Claire, same bricks. Dr. Ruiz, different purpose. INT. Diner. Lunch. Rush veterans from other towns come in, some with hats, some with canes, some just needing to sit and not explain themselves. Claire works the tables like a medic again, watching, checking, responding, quietly. A woman in uniform enters, young, nervous. Female soldier. Are you Sergeant Doyle? Claire nods slowly. Female soldier. Conted. I served with Reese's younger brother. He told me about you. He said he hopes you're okay. Claire stands still. The woman offers a small folded paper. It's a letter. To whoever saved my brother. Even though you couldn't save him, you gave us the truth. And that matters. XT. Diner. Sunset. The mural gleams in amber light. Claire stands in front of it, places the coin from the regular under the edge of the wall, like a small altar. She whispers, Claire. Dead names, but not forgotten. Jack stands a few steps behind her, silent. She doesn't turn around. Claire. Soft. I'll tell the stories now. Not all of them. Just enough to keep them alive. It's pitch dark. A fan hums in the corner. Claire's bed is neatly made. She sits on the edge of it, fully dressed, boots on, staring at the door. Her phone glows. A single notification from a contact labeled Lieutenant Hawthorne, 3/5 INF KIA. It's just a calendar reminder. Died this day. Mosul Outpost. Iki bin Alta, Claire slowly nods, eyes glassy. She doesn't cry. She stands, opens a closet. Inside, still wrapped in plastic, hangs her army service uniform. She touches the shoulder with a kind of reverence. Then shuts the door. XT Diner parking lot. Early morning. Claire pulls into the lot at 5:15 a.m. Jack is already waiting, sitting on the tailgate of an old blue truck, sipping coffee from a metal thermos. Jack. Couldn't sleep either, huh? Claire offers a faint nod. Claire. You ever feel like... The mission never ended. Jack looks toward the road. Trucks pass. Birds call. Wind moves through the flag above the diner. Jack. It didn't. We just brought it home with us. Int. Diner. Mid-morning rush. A young man in a tactical hoodie and desert camo pants sits alone in a corner booth. He's got a patch on his backpack that reads, "Don't tread on me." He watches Claire work. Doesn't order. When she passes, he finally speaks. Tactical guy. You one of them VA frauds? People say you wore the uniform, but you don't act like it. Claire doesn't break stride. She refills a coffee 3 booths away. Tactical guy, louder. Yeah. Thought so. A regular, old Mr. Kavanaugh, Army vet, leans across his table. Kavanaugh. Son, you better be careful. There are 2 kinds of people in this world. Those who've seen hell, and those who'd piss themselves if they got a postcard from it. The tactical guy shrinks, but only a little. Int, Diner. Back office. Later, Claire sits with the manager, Shelby, who's nervous. Shelby. Some of the board. They're concerned. All the attention lately. Journalists. Veterans showing up. Now this harassment crap. They think it's a distraction. Claire. So let me guess. They want me to keep my scars out of sight again. Shelby. No, it's not that. I swear. They don't want trouble. Claire. I was trained to walk toward trouble. Shelby. Quiet. We're not soldiers, Claire. Claire stares at her, then quietly gets up and walks out. No anger, no drama. NT. VFW Hall. Evening. A modest room filled with folding chairs and aging memorabilia. An impromptu meeting is underway. Claire stands at the front. Jack and Dr. Ruiz flank her. A crowd of veterans, spouses, Gold Star families, and civilians listen intently. Claire. Some of us made it home. Some of us didn't. But none of us came back the same. She steps aside. A Gold Star mother takes her place. Hands trembling, she holds up a letter, yellowed, creased. Mother. My son wrote this from Iraq. Said his medic saved his life once. Her name was Claire. Claire looks away, eyes misting. She never knew. Int. Claire's apartment. Later she opens an old footlocker. Inside, dog tags, a blood-stained field dressing, photos, letters, a coin with the 3/5 INF insignia. She pulls out a journal, flips through pages filled with names and dates. One page is circled, PFC TJ Reese, KIA, 7 July 2009, Mosul. She stares, then begins writing beneath it. Carried him 300 yards under fire. He died with his hand in mine. A tear falls. She doesn't wipe it. Just a tired resignation. XT, small town. 4th of July parade. Day crowds line Main Street. Flags wave. Children eat ice cream and wave plastic glow sticks. Claire stands at the back, near the alley, watching. The town honors veterans with a float. American Legion members in old uniforms. Local high school marching band. Claire keeps her distance until she notices something. At the rear of the float, Reese's younger brother, wearing his ROTC blues, holding a framed picture. PFC TJ Reese. He sees her. Walks off the float. Approaches. Reese's brother. You're her, aren't you? The medic? Claire stiffens, nods slowly. Reese's brother, conted. I just wanted to say, my mom keeps your name on the wall. He reaches into his pocket, hands her something, a patch, burned around the edges, still legible. 3/5 NF, no fear. Reese's brother, soft. It was in his gear. He told Mom once, if anything happens, make sure this gets to her. Claire holds it like it's glass. Int. Claire's apartment. Night. She pulls out her army uniform, lays it out on the bed. One by one, she unpins the medals from the inside pocket. Bronze Star, Purple Heart. Army Commendation with V device. Claire stares at them, then pins them to the jacket. NT. Diner. Next morning, the place is fuller than usual. Dozens of veterans, different branches, different ages. They speak in low tones, some in sign language, some with prosthetics, others silent. Jack waits by the door. Claire enters, in uniform. The real one. The entire diner goes still. Some stand, some nod. One man salutes. A woman across the room begins to cry. Claire walks to her station like always. Quiet, efficient, controlled. Only difference. The weight of her earned silence now speaks volumes. EXT. Diner parking lot. Lunch. Rush. The tactical guy from before waits near a truck, arms crossed. As Claire leaves to take a break, he calls out, Tactical guy, you think that uniform means something? Claire stops, looks at him. Claire, it does. To the people who earned it, to the ones who buried it, to the ones who wore it home and never took it off. The man scoffs, starts to speak again, but he's interrupted. Jack steps out. Two others, former Marines, fall in beside him. Jack, son, go home. The guy backs off, drives away, tires squealing. In T, diner. Late night. Only a few customers remain. Claire sits at a booth with Jack and Dr. Ruiz. Dr. Ruiz. You know what you've done, Claire? Claire, wry. Made lunch uncomfortable? Dr. Ruiz smiles. You gave them permission to come out of hiding. Jack raises a coffee cup. Jack, to the ones who served in silence. They all raise their cups. Clink. EXT. Mural. Night. The mural now has a second line of text, freshly painted. The uniform doesn't come off. We just learn to wear it differently. Claire stands alone, reading. She gently tucks the Reese patch into the corner brick, leaves a small dog tag beside it, then turns and walks home, her uniform jacket draped over her shoulder, catching moonlight like armor. EXT. Rural Road. Reese family home. Day, Claire drives into a remote area. Small mailbox. White cross on a hill behind the property. Mrs. Reese answers the door. Her eyes widen. Claire, softly. Ma'am, I should have come sooner. Mrs. Reese opens the screen. Mrs. Reese, you came at all. That's what matters. In T, Reese living room. Later, a shrine to TJ dominates one wall. Uniform, flag, medals, photos. Claire kneels before it, pulls a tiny box from her pocket, opens it. Inside, Reese's blood-stained rank patch. She sets it on the shelf. Claire, he was brave. He fought until the end, and I never said goodbye. Mrs. Reese, you just did. XT, military cemetery. Twilight. White headstones in perfect lines. Claire walks the rows until she finds them. PFC TJ Reese. LT M Hawthorne. SGT E Baines. She kneels, pulls out a small rock, sets it atop Reese's grave, then places the 3/5 INF coin at Hawthorne's marker. Claire, to Hawthorne's grave. You said to carry them. I am. But God, it's heavy. Wind brushes the grass. Int. Diner. Night, Claire returns from her trip. Her uniform is off, but she walks taller. She finds a note taped to the back door. It's from Jack. We built something. It's yours now, too. J. She enters. The mural's been added to again. Some of us didn't make it home, so we make home mean something. Int. Diner. Early morning, Claire trains a young new hire, maybe 19, maybe just lost. She shows him how to handle the register, how to stay calm when a vet freezes mid-sentence. Young hire. You were in the army? Claire smiles softly. Claire, still am. Just different orders now. EXT. Diner. Sunset. She steps outside, watches the sky burn orange over the town. A car pulls up. Out steps a young woman in Army OCPs, hair tucked tight, nerves visible. Woman. Ma'am. Are you Claire Keene? Claire. Depends who's asking. Woman smiles nervously. They told me you were the one who could help me figure out what comes next. Claire nods, steps forward, offers a hand. Claire. Come on. First we eat. EXT. Mural. Night. 3 lines now. The uniform doesn't come off. We just learned to wear it differently. Some of us didn't make it home, so we make home mean something. The mural glows under a single flickering light. In the silence, wind picks up. Somewhere far away, a bugle plays, taps. Int V Regional Office. El Paso. Morning fluorescent lights hum overhead. Claire sits at a long bench of worn plastic chairs, paperwork on her lap. Around her, dozens of veterans, some in wheelchairs, some staring blankly at the walls. A younger vet, Juan, late 20s, tattoos peeking out from his sleeves, leans in. Juan, they tell you to ask for help, then make you wait 6 months to be told no. Claire doesn't respond. She looks up as her name is finally called. In T. VAE interview room. Later, Claire sits across from a young administrator, no older than Reese had been. His desk is cluttered with folders and denials. VA worker, reading, claim denied. Says here you didn't seek treatment within 1 year of discharge. Claire, I was in a hospital. Burn ward, San Antonio. VA worker, still counts as outside treatment. You didn't file the paperwork in time. Silence. Claire's jaw tightens. Claire, soft. I was learning how to hold a spoon again. He pauses. VA worker, quietly. I'm sorry. I can submit an appeal. It'll take time. Un-NT. Claire's apartment. Night. The apartment is dim. The TV glows, but she's not watching. An IED blast echoes on the screen, part of a war documentary. Claire's breath catches. The coffee mug in her hand shakes. She sets it down carefully. Flash to black. Flashback. Iraq. 2006 screams. Fire. Claire dragging a wounded soldier. She slips in blood, but doesn't stop. Back to present. Claire stands, trembling. She reaches for her phone, but doesn't call anyone. She walks to the window. Breathes. 1 count in. 4 counts out. The war is here. Still. In T. Diner. After hours. Same night, Jack finds her wiping down a table that's already spotless. Jack. You get any sleep these days? Claire. Some. Jack tosses her a set of keys. Jack. You don't gotta fix everything. Just don't break yourself doing it. Claire catches them. Eyes meet. No words needed. In T. Community Center. Veterans Support Group. Day-folded chairs. Coffee in styrofoam cups. A circle of veterans, most unfamiliar. Claire sits with hands folded, silent. Others speak. Older vet. Vietnam. I went 20 years thinking I was just angry. Turns out I was just never safe. Woman vet. Afghanistan. My daughter thinks fireworks are evil. She hides under the couch every July. Young vet. Desert Storm. I left the war behind, but it didn't leave me. Finally, the moderator turns to Claire. Moderator, would you like to share? Claire swallows. Nods. Claire, I was a medic. 3rd Battalion, 5th Infantry. We didn't win. We just survived. The room stills. Heads nod. EXT. Cemetery. Day. Claire visits Dr. Ruiz's grave, who died by suicide after years of helping others. She kneels. Places a folded field medic's patch on the headstone. Claire, soft. You saved more than you knew, and I'm not done saving yet. In T. Diner. Next morning. A new addition to the menu board. Vet's coffee, free, every day. Claire wears a subtle wristband now. 3/5 Synth, still here. Customers notice. Some nod in thanks. Others ask quiet questions. One older man salutes her on the way out. She flinches slightly, but returns it. In T. VA office. Weeks later, Claire returns with legal help, veterans backing her. The same VA worker sees the names, the press, the appeal. VA worker, genuinely. We're fast-tracking it. Claire offers no smile, just a nod. In T. Community Center. Later, the Veterans Support Group is fuller now. Claire sits beside Juan. A new veteran, a young woman, shaking, enters, doesn't speak. Claire stands, hands her a cup of coffee. Claire, first time's the hardest, but you're already here. That counts. The woman takes the cup. Hands tremble. Woman, vet. I didn't know where else to go. Claire points to the chair beside her. Claire, you're already where you need to be. Int Diner. Night. A regular hands Claire a worn dollar bill, written on it, because you didn't let me die. It's signed, SPC R. McKinney, to Crit, 2007. Claire stares. Recognition dawns. She rushes outside, but the man's gone. She clutches the bill. For the first time in years, she weeps freely. EXT. Wall mural, night new line painted below the others. We survive by carrying each other. Claire touches the wall. Not for herself, for the ones still fighting, long after the war ends. EXT, diner parking. Lot, early morning. The sun hasn't risen yet. Mist clings to the edges of Route 12. A beat-up Chevy truck pulls into the lot. The driver is slow getting out. Tall, rugged, late 30s, with the limp of someone who's paid a toll to time. Name, Sergeant Eli McKinney. He scans the diner, pauses, then heads inside. Int. Diner. Moments later, Claire is behind the counter, prepping coffee. She senses someone watching before she sees him. When she turns, her breath catches. Claire, quietly. I thought you were dead. Eli, even softer. I was, for a while. They stare at each other. A long silence. Decade-long silence. Eli. You pulled me out of the Humvee. To Crit. 2007. Claire. I remember. You weren't supposed to walk again. Eli. I wasn't supposed to do a lot of things. He smiles crookedly. She doesn't. Claire. You never wrote. Eli. I couldn't. Not then. Too much guilt. Int. Diner. Booth 6. Later they sit across from each other. No coffee yet, just shared history between them. Claire. I lost 2 that day. You and Reese were supposed to be the ones I could save. Eli. You saved me, Claire. Claire. I didn't save Reese. Beat. Eli. Soft. He made his own call. You did everything you could. Claire finally looks him in the eyes. Claire. Why now? Eli. I saw the mural. Online. The silhouette. The words. Claire. Quiet. We serve in silence. Eli. Until someone remembers. I remembered. I owed you more than silence. Int. Claire's apartment. Evening. Eli looks around. Minimal. Sparse. Military neat. He picks up a photo. Claire in fatigues. Arm around a young black man with bright eyes. Reese. Eli. He talked about being a teacher someday. Claire. He wanted to start a school for kids in Detroit. Beat. Claire. Conted. He bled out before the evac bird got there. I stayed with him. Told him he was going home. Eli. That wasn't a lie. EXT, West Texas Desert. Next morning, Claire drives. Eli in passenger seat. A small folded flag on the dash. Claire. This is where I come to breathe. They reach a bluff. Vast open sky. No sound but wind. Eli, softly. I didn't want you to see me broken. Claire. Then you miss the whole point. She tosses a pebble off the edge. Watches it fall. Claire, conted. Everyone broke. Some just learned to walk with the pieces. NT Diner. That evening word spread. Another veteran. Another story. Juan, from the support group, gives Eli a quiet nod. The circle is widening. Claire watches as Eli signs a napkin and tucks it behind the counter, next to a growing pile of them. Messages from those who came, those who stayed, those who lived. Eli to Claire. I owe you my life. Claire. Then live it. That's how you pay me back. NT Veterans Meeting. Days later, Eli sits in the circle, Claire beside him. Others listen. Eli. We don't talk about guilt. We talk about pain, trauma, survival. But not guilt. He pauses. Eli, conted. I wasn't just injured. I was angry. That I lived when better people didn't. Claire doesn't interrupt. Eli. Claire didn't just save my body. She gave me another chance to make it right. XT. Mural wall. Night. The silhouette still stands. The inscription still shines. A new detail now. A second figure, slightly behind, walking in step. Not ahead. Not behind. Beside. Claire. Voiceover. No one comes home alone. Some just take longer to find their way back. NTT. Claire's apartment. Night. The TV is off. Lamps glow low. A stack of envelopes rests unopened. On her table. Claire stares at them like she's facing a landmine. They'd come all at once. A bundle from the VA forwarding office, old addresses corrected, letters returned to sender, and replied to. She breathes in, shaky, then opens the first. Letter 1, voiceover, handwritten, blocky, a bit misspelled. Dear Claire, I got your birthday card. Didn't think anyone remembered. Been clean 19 months now. Working at the VA gym. You were the first to drag me behind cover when I froze up. I still have the glove you used to pack my side. Happy to say I'm still here. Still fighting. Thanks for not giving up on me. Rigo, PFC Martinez. Claire wipes a tear. One card, one man alive. Inti, VFW Center. A week later, Claire walks in slowly. Eyes scan the walls. Veterans look up, some nod. A few recognize her now. Juan, we hung your quote up over the coffee station. She walks to the wall. There it is, framed. You don't do it for recognition. You do it so someone else gets to go home. Someone's taped a card beneath it. A birthday card. Heron Int. Claire's apartment. Later, more letters. She opens one with trembling hands. Letter 2. Voiceover. Typewritten, formal. Sergeant Doyle. This may sound odd. My husband, Lieutenant Andrew Geller, passed away in 2011. I found your card among his effects. He had every single one you sent. You called him LT and wrote the same thing each year. Still here. Still remember. Still grateful. Thank you for honoring his memory. Mrs. Evelyn Geller. Claire presses the letter to her heart. Inti, Post Office. Day. Claire stands at the counter, small package in hand. She's mailing a new batch of cards. The clerk, a young man, watches her carefully. Clerk, you always write for someone else to go home. Claire nods. Claire, that's what we do. Inti, Diner. Night shift. Claire's in the back corner with a shoebox of saved letters. Eli walks in, sees her, pauses. She's holding a thick one. Return address, Omaha, Nebraska. Letter 3. Voiceover. Sloppy penmanship. Ink smudged. Hey, Doc Doyle. Took me years to find the nerve to write. I was the one screaming when the RPG hit the convoy. I thought I was dying. You told me, not today, soldier, not on my shift. Turns out you were right. I'm a dad now. 2 boys. Told them about the medic who said that and kept her word. If you're ever near Omaha, there's a stake with your name on it. Cooper. Claire half laughs, half cries. Claire, steak sounds good. Int. Veteran Support Group. Evening. Claire stands. She holds the letters. Claire. I never expected replies. She breathes. Voice falters. Claire, conted. But they found me. Somehow, they found me. She looks around the circle, eyes filled with tears. Claire, conted. I thought I was writing into a void. Turns out, people heard. People needed it. And I needed them. NT Nursing Home. Day. A frail man lies in bed, medal on the nightstand, card beside him. The nurse tucks a blanket around him. He whispers, Man, Sergeant Doyle, Ramadi. She wrote me, again. Nurse squeezes his hand. Nurse, you're not forgotten. NT. Diner. Late night. The last customer leaves. Claire locks the door. Behind her, taped to the kitchen fridge, is a collage of dozens of returned cards and replies. A handwritten title across the top. Silent Valor. The ones who wrote back. Claire places a new card beside it. One more letter. One more name. She stands in front of them for a long, long time. Montage across America. A card pinned to a soldier's mirror. A card placed at a headstone. A card read aloud at a PTSD support group. A card held by a crying young woman in uniform. A card opened by a child who never met their father. Claire's words traveling farther than she'd ever know. Int. Claire's apartment. Night final envelope. Claire opens it. Her hands tremble. Inside, a card. Her own. Returned. Written across the bottom in red ink. Still here. Still remember. Still grateful. I think of you every day. Reese's brother, Adam. She exhales, slowly, deeply. She clutches it to her chest. Claire, whisper. He made it home, Reese. XT, mural wall, dawn. Claire stands before the mural, Eli beside her. New cards have been tucked in the crevices. Veterans stand nearby, silent. She closes her eyes. The wind moves. XT, City Park, Veterans Day, morning. A crowd gathers under flags and bunting. A small stage is set near the monument wall. Eli adjusts the mic. He wears his uniform, stiff, proud. He scans the audience and spots Claire, standing far off to the side. She's in plain clothes, quiet, still deciding whether to go through with it. T. City Hall. Days earlier, a local official meets with Claire. Eli had submitted her name. Official. We'd be honored if you'd speak, Sergeant Doyle. Claire almost laughs. Claire. I'm not a public speaker. Official. You already are. People are listening. She shakes her head. Int. Claire's apartment. Later she stares at blank paper, the stack of letters nearby. Her hands hover over them. She begins to write, then stops. Tears come instead. Int. VFW Center. Evening. She sits with a few old veterans. Claire. What do I even say? Older vet, softly. Tell the truth. Tell your truth. That's more than most ever do. EXT. City Park. Backstage. Present day. Claire paces. Eli approaches. Eli. Still time to say no. Claire, shaky breath. No. It's time to say yes. She steps onto the stage. Int. Stage. Moments later, the crowd quiets. The mayor introduces her. Claire steps to the mic. Claire, speech. Her voice trembles, then steadies. Good morning. I'm Sergeant Claire Doyle. I was a combat medic with the 113th Infantry. I've treated wounds no one should see. I've heard the last words of more people than I ever want to count. And for a long time, I believed silence was strength. She pauses, looks at the faces. Veterinarians, teens, families, survivors. But silence is just lonely. It's a room that gets smaller every year. So I started writing. One card, every year, to those who didn't get to come home with us, or those who did, but lost their way after. She takes a letter from her coat, holds it up. One letter came back. I thought I was forgotten, but you remembered, and I lived another year. The crowd is silent. I didn't do anything heroic. I wrote cards. I showed up. I said, I remember you. I still see you. And that turned out to matter more than I ever expected. Close-up. Veterans in crowd. Some nod, some wipe tears. A young soldier grabs the hand of his mother beside him. Claire, conted. So, I'm not here to talk about war. I'm here to talk about what happens after, what we carry, and what we choose to do with it. She breathes in. A long pause. If you're here today, you made it home, so don't stay silent. Write, call, knock, show up, because someone out there still needs to know they mattered. Long pause. Then applause. Soft at first, then rising. People standing. Claire bows her head. Quiet, humbled. EXCT. Ceremony area, later. People come up to her one by one. A child hugs her. A Vietnam vet salutes her. A woman whispers, "That was for my brother." Thank you. Claire doesn't know what to say. She just nods. She lets herself be seen. EXT. Monument wall, sunset. She stands at the wall, adds one more card. Card. Still here. Still writing. Claire, XT. Two-lane highway. Early morning, a dusty car speeds past barren West Texas landscape. In the driver's seat, Claire, alone. The engine hums, her eyes fixed ahead. She's going home, a place she hasn't been in 14 years. In T. Car. Flashback audio. Voicemail from Eli. He asked for you by name, Claire. Twice. Thought you should know, if you're ready. She presses the gas pedal a little harder. EXT. Small town. Dusk. A rusting water tower reads, "Welcome to Marfa." She parks outside a small house. It's chipped, leaning, familiar. The porch light flickers. A dog barks in the distance. She steps out, letter in hand. Int. House. Moments later, the door creaks open. A woman greets her. Younger than Claire, late 20s. She looks surprised. "Woman, you're Claire. He said you might come. He's awake." Claire swallows. Nods. Int. Bedroom. Dim light. Her father, Walter Doyle, lies in a bed propped up by pillows. Former Marine. Stubborn. Half-broken. Years of silence stretch across the room like barbed wire. He opens his eyes. Sees her. Walter. Raspy. "Huh. Thought they were kidding." She steps inside. Int. Same room. Later, no talking yet. Just shared space, shared air, shared ghosts. Photos line the walls. Walter in uniform, Claire as a child on his lap. Nothing recent. Finally, Claire. "You never came to the hospital." Walter. "Didn't think I had the right." Claire sits. The silence isn't angry, just tired. Claire. "Why?" Walter looks at her. "No more bravado." Walter. "I saw what it did to you, and I knew I'd sent you into it." She flinches. Walter. Conted. "You enlisted the day after our last fight. I thought you were trying to spite me. Took me years to figure out you were just trying to be like me." Her eyes fill. She turns away. Claire. "I needed to believe someone knew what it felt like. And then you disappeared." He nods, shame thick in his voice. Walter. "I didn't know how to help you." "Hell, I didn't know how to help me." Int. Kitchen. Night. They sit at the table. Old coffee mugs, bread. Quiet. Walter fumbles with something from a drawer, a wooden box. Inside, Claire's letters. Every birthday card she ever sent. None returned. Claire. "I didn't think you read them." Walter. "I read every damn one. Just didn't know how to answer." Int. Front porch. Dawn. The two of them sit, side by side, watching the sun rise. No uniforms, no speeches. Just a daughter and a father. Silent and present. The end